Welcome to this new series for Cities Skylines. In this series we are going to be checking out the new Parklife DLC that's just been released, and in that process we laid down the foundation of Silver City in the first part of this series. In this part what I want to do is start working towards the, what's it now, not big town, not small city, I think it's big town. Go down here. What we're looking for is to reach the high density zoning, because once we reach that opens up all the possibilities for the city and we can get things actually growing up. I'm just going to have a quick check through. I think we're okay for garbage at the moment. Landfill storage capacity 2.8 million. We're picking up 97,000, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that situation there. And as I say, in the last part we built this first park and we got a little bit of cash building up. I think what we're going to need to do, guys, is start to expand the city north. So we're just going to drop that in. And the reasoning behind expanding the city north is the fact that what I want to do is move this city up here. So what we're going to have is, because this takes us closer to this road connection, and what we're going to do is this will be the engine that will drive a slightly more environmentally friendly city in the future. I think what we're going to do, guys, is going to want a very simple traffic junction here. So I think what we're going to do is extend this up like that, and I think about here it's going to come in, just going to pick up there, go across like that. I'm just going to drop it down. As you can see, I've got lots and lots of industrial demand. Eventually up about here we will have a major motorway junction. And if any of you guys are thinking, oh, it's very gridded, I think until you get to that high density, you do need to effectively stay with a fairly gridded city. That's got a bit funky. I'm not particularly happy with that, so we're just going to pick that off. It's probably to do with that road. So, and what we're going to do is just whack through here like that. And what I'm going to do now is start getting my industrial away from the main roads in and out, because otherwise what happens is the industrial area can get a bit clogged up with traffic. So we're just going to come up here. Looks like the water availability is getting a bit low as well. And the other thing I also want to do is, it may seem counterintuitive when you see that meter, but what I want to do is actually start replacing this. Oops, don't want traffic buildings on there. We're going to start building this up as a commercial area. We've got a little bit more of a commercial area down here. I think maybe we can go up another tier of industrial here. So yeah, we got the water coverage, that's good. So we can just come in like this. Fill that in. That should give us a little bit of a leeway to expand this way. We've got a little bit of demand for, and I think what I'm also going to do is, one of my favorite solutions is I'm going to put a footbridge across here. It's easier, I find it easier to put footbridges in when with the snapping off. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but it just seems to fit better. You can see it, you can go straight up to the road there. We've now got that all connected up. That will encourage residents here to come over here to find jobs, and I think tempted to come this way, because what I want to do over here, can't quite see it here, is we're going to have a nature reserve there, but that will be once I've actually got the situation under control. I think we can just, maybe we'll come out another 2 lines here, open this up like this. Of course we're going to need to get the water in ASAP. otherwise we'll have a problem. Yep, with natives. Just gonna get that in like that. So that will drive the city forward. What we need to do is start piling up a little bit of cash. Just want to check the education. Actually, let's check water first. Yeah, water's getting a bit low. We need to stay on top of the water. So I think we can have a water pump in here. I think maybe we can start to go eco, although this is half of this, so we're going to be a bit careful. We're going to need 2 of these pumps for every one of those. So again, we're just going to have to keep an eye on that. But I think we can deal with it, guys. Just check the power, that we're okay for power. And of course, what we're going to check is education, because education is everything. High school's getting a bit low, so maybe we got 59,000. What's the pupils near 800? This is 1,000. Let's go for this, guys. I think we can drop this in here. Why won't that fit in that corner? Oh, because it's obviously okay. Let's just drop that there then. Let's have a quick look at that. I quite like that, actually. As I say, the education is a little bit of something that can be a bit irritating in this game, especially the thing. So we've got a row that this is obviously hasn't connected through. So I think we need to worry about that. People, just gonna patch this up, take that off. That's now connected through like that. Put the gridding back on again. So we're up to 57,000. Everything's running in. Now, a quick tip, guys. What you want to do is keep an eye on the garbage dump here, because as you can see here, this is down to 4 million, and you can see it. And what actually happens? The capacity is 100,000. We got nothing else beyond that. So when this garbage dump fills up, what will happen is we will then have to very quickly put down some recycling plants, or what will actually happen. This is now 51% full. Oops, we've hit busy town. That's cool. So we need to make sure, if we're going to commit to recycling, that we actually have the capacity to actually absorb some of that. In fact, I think we've got a bit of cash to spend. I think I'm going to preempt it a little bit now, because the capacity in here is, see, this is only 24,000. So I think what we need to do is get this in straight away. That should then ease up some of the pressure on here. So we've now got 24,000. It's still nowhere near. We'd have to build another 4 recycling plants to deal with our garbage capacity of 116,000, which is another reason. So we may have to build another landfill site, which is unfortunate, but I think that's something you've got to live with, because until we actually get to incinerators here, which have a capacity of 48,000, and that means we can empty these parks here. So we're going to be a bit of a dirty city in the short term, guys. We got a bit of a fire situation here. Well, the fire engines are on the case here. The guys will jump out with their hoses. Come on. There we are. And one got heroes just leapt into the building. But oh, we've got 3 of them. We've got two guys with the hoses now, fighting very well. I actually quite like watching the animations in this game. They're quite fascinating. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep the process of taking this out. As I say, we're going to stick with the dirty industry for the moment. It's just a fact of life. And again, I think what we're going to do is just come through like that. Take out that. That and that. Okay, we don't have the water, so we're going to need to push up again. 40. Across like that. That's looking good. I think we might as well come across and lay that pipe in. And in fact, what we could do is, there's no point wasting the space. Of course, the game slowed up because we had that the city leveled up. So I think what we can do is come out this this way a little bit with industry as well. Take advantage of the water supplies that we have got laid in here. So that will come down like that. Don't actually need that there. That can come out. Don't need that. Just keep this area nice and open and flowing. See, the RCS meters are now dropping down quite nicely, and I think we've got public transport now, but I need to get some kind of a bit inclined to open up this tile to see how much it costs. I think we can afford 5,000. So we've now got this area running here. Let's just have a quick check on our park. Oh, we've got a bit of a failure here, guys. I don't have enough entertainment for this park to level up. Okay, right, we're just gonna have to sort this out straight away. Yeah, it's here. This is City Parks. Okay, it's just, yeah, a big fail there, guys. I actually noticed that when I was actually checking the city just before I started the recording, and I forgot all about it. Park restrooms. I think maybe we can sneak in some park restrooms. The other thing I have found, because I was building another city, is if you do something like that, that will actually remove that path there. So you need to be a little bit careful with the park. And what's the should now? Okay, we're a little bit low. Let's see. I just want to try something as well, guys. Trees. I think so. Let's just go slightly. Oh, ha! Congratulations. It looks like trees do have an effect on the entertainment value of the park. So I think we can just drop a few trees down here. Maybe we'll put a couple of trees along there like that. Okay. And what have we unlocked for here? So we got Park Pier and a chess park. Well, that's not expensive. It's a bit expensive. Okay, this. Wow, that's big. I wonder if I put that in, that will delete that path, and it has. Bugger. Okay, we're going to have to put the path back in. So obviously you need to think a little bit more about the parks. Not the parks, the paths, sorry. But parks, what am I talking about? Don't excuse me for babbling. That's interesting. The park doesn't actually have to touch, the path doesn't actually have to touch the chess park. That's cool. Right, let's see what the next level up is for this. So we're just gonna, and we got to get to entertainment value of 420. Well, we got a little bit of cash to spend, so let's just, and of course this is what this DLC is all about, so we've got to, okay. I think that's a bit fortuitous actually, in the fact that I actually built this park next to the river. Otherwise we wouldn't have had, we'd have had to put down a couple of chess parks or something like that. So what we got now, 444. Okay, so we can let that run by itself. These are on a little bit up on stilts, but I think that's going to be pretty cool, guys. I actually quite like that. We've obviously got some residential. Don't really want to come into this area here. And in fact, I think because we built this area out here, let's come this way a bit. So we're just going to come out. I think we can come out really big time, like that. And I think we'll go trees. 1, 2, 3. Oops, look. Well, I can be a bit more relaxed. I don't have to be totally obsessive. So we're just gonna put that in there, and I think we can. We will probably, of course, we're going to need to bring the water through like that, and I think we're going to have a park up here. So if I join this across like this, and of course we're going to need to join across like this. Actually, what I could do is just take that off, and I think what we can do, a bit of a road coming up into, move it away a little bit. We can turn this into a road like that, and then maybe up here can get a little bit of a curve going. Oh, I don't like that. Nope, don't like that. Yeah, that looks a bit better. So we can come up here. Just a quick once over the city, just make sure everything is running okay. I mean, it's something you need to be very, very careful about, guys. Yeah, power's getting a little bit low. That when you're building, especially when the cache is tight, that don't get too much of a target fixation on what you're actually building, because at the end of the day, your city needs the flow and actual control of the city. I think, yeah, we're going to need to work on some public transport, but I do want to work on this park. So what we got here? Nature reserve. Okay. What we got here? Nature reserve main gate. Can you please go away? Small nature. Oh, let's go for a big one. And what we got here? We got side gate, tents, and a couple of campfires. Okay, it's pretty cool. And we've got this little area here. So there's just oh. Something. Yeah, I should have known that. Right, it's my fail there, guys. So I think we can. Obviously, that needs water. I think what we can do is just fill this whole area in. Make this into a nice big nature reserve. Hopefully there'll be plenty of things to put down. We're just going to cover this corner of the map as a nature reserve. Maybe if we buy that tile, we'll be able to open up a little bit. And I think what we can, we're going to need to put some pot-ups. We need to put some water in. Okay. Goes a little bit against the grain doing that, but well, you've got to compromise a little bit. We've got here nature reserve with direct path with decorations. Okay, I think what we're going to do is create a kind of a trail, maybe up like this, so that people walking through can experience the mountainside. So maybe we'll just come through like that. Just gonna, and then maybe we'll have another trail. Oops, no. Okay. If we have a trail that comes down like that. No, that's not going to connect, is it? Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna have to ruin the terrain a bit, look like that. So, right. So, how's the decor so far? 188. So, get back once over the city. Yeah, we're looking good. We've got demand for residential growing again. So let's just pop some more residential. This is the reason why I want to get to high density. If I can get to high density, I can then start converting these gridded areas into more high density of accommodation. So the city will enter a phase of consolidating what is already there. So maybe we can sneak in a little bit of, yeah, we've got water here, so maybe we can go out a second level. Oops, no, don't want the, I want the roads. Just gonna oh, we can stick that in, that's nice. So we're just gonna pop that in, just check the water again. Yep, we're good. So that would just keep the city chinking along quite nicely. And I don't think we actually need a bit more industrial just yet. In fact, I think what I will do is come here. Oops, nope. I think we're just gonna take out a little bit more of this industrial and convert it to commercial. as I say, when in the early stages of the game, don't worry too much about being too environmentally friendly. Yes, you can do it, but to be honest, I'm not convinced it's actually worth the effort, to be honest. I think it's just easy to wait till you get to that magic number and of high density, and then it'll be okay. Right, so let's just work on this area over here. Right. See, police station. Only got the one police station. Oh, crime is filling up quite nicely. So actually, I haven't got a graveyard. Oh, this is bad news, guys. So we're just going to need to drop a graveyard in there. Otherwise, we're going to get a death wave, and of course, you can see it has the immediate effect on the city. So, an effect. Actually, won't get any healthcare either. No. Okay, we're gonna have to. I think we can get some healthcare in here as well. That's gonna level everything up a little bit more. That's gonna make life a lot better. Actually, we can just stick out this here. Just gonna take that out. Right, back to the park. Sorry for the various. Let's get a couple of campfires in. So people are out walking. They can stop and have a little bit of a campfire. Set fire to the woods. Sorry. And I think I can really see the old modders having a field day with these props and the layout of parks. So we got 382. So I'm not going to put any tents down just yet, guys. I think the tents can come with time. I think we're just going to let that build up. We've got our nature reserve up and running. Got a little bit more demand for industrial, so yeah, let's back this up this way. Right, so actually we could probably go farming fairly soon. That will put a bit of diversity into the city. Take that out. Yeah, we got the coverage for water, so that's looking good. Right, education. High schools has got low. Okay, let's get a high school in. We certainly need to drive the education. So we're just gonna. I think we can get this high school there. Does it create any noise? No, no, it doesn't. You can see how the noise is spreading across the city as well, which is not probably the ideal, but I think we're okay. And of course, what we need to do is just have a quick look at what the city wants. Increase the land value of this building, parks, plaza, goods and services. I think what we need now is to get a little bit of public transport in, but I just want to check the garbage again just to see how we're doing. So we're down to under 2 million. We're getting 53,000 a week, so this is now at 78%. So question is, do I go for more landfill or the actual recycling? Let me just have a quick check, guys. I just want to see where we unlock incinerators at, how much further we got to go. So this is high density, so we don't get that till there. Small town unlocks cable cars, transports. Oh, got a little way to go yet, guys. Crematorium, conservatory, water treatment. Oh, come on, I'm sure incinerators are. I've got to have missed it, so let's just get back. There's the crematoriums, that's quite useful. It's all the public transport, small city, big town. Okay, let's have a quick look. Yeah, there we are. So big town. So we get to big town with the high density, we actually get the incinerators. So the question is, I think what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to go with another garbage dump. We're going to put that up here, because once we get the incinerators, I can empty these and actually get things flowing. So I think maybe messing around with that wasn't such a good idea, but we'll be okay, guys, don't worry about it. So we got this working. We've still got more demand for residential. Wow, total insatiable demand for residential. think what we will do is go this way and go up like that. Just drop these through like that. And pop this through here like that. And just gonna fill this in here. And I think maybe it's time to consider some zoning. So what can we get here? Anything we can zone. Residential specializations. That's what we got here. Consumes less electricity, self-sufficient buildings and recycling. So I think what we could probably do is actually zone up an area here. So we're just going to zone up here. Maybe it's time to start working a little bit on our green credentials. But again, with this, because once I actually trigger this off, just to show you guys, we trigger this off, what you will see is everybody starting to leave. So don't do this for the whole city. Just do it in little areas like this. It's going to cause a bit of a problem, but it'll be okay, guys. So I'm just going to come here, just have a quick check. That consumes 30% less, generates 30% less tax income. So we're going to suffer a little bit from cash. You can see everyone's leaving, but people will come back, hopefully. Got a bit of a fire situation there. Maybe I've dezoned quite a little bit too much of an area, but I think we'll be okay, guys. So people will start moving in. We'll see the new buildings starting to flow. There we go. We'll have new people moving in, and what you will see is these new actual buildings. They've got ecos in here, so everything looks a bit more nicer. Of course, the trouble is the level drops all the way right down to the bottom. So that's another issue that we need to do. See, we dropped down to 3,000 people. So this could be interesting. And this is probably a good example of not what to do. And hopefully the power, let's check the power situation. Yeah, the power grid is still holding up. And what we probably could do to get people to move in, we got a little bit of cash. So if we go to parks and plazas, we'll take this opportunity to drop in a couple of parks like this, and maybe another one over there. That would get the land value up. That would get more people coming in. Really what I need up here is a road connection actually. Okay, let's just get a road connection in up here. I think that will help. So if I come up to here, build a very basic simple highway junction. If I do that, cross like that, and then if we put this in like this, I mean this will get flattened once I put the proper highway junction in, but this should solve. As I say, when we put the proper highway junction in up here, that should help the situation a little bit. You can see people are moving back in again, so the population's growing, so my little blip on the horizon is going to be okay, guys. We're going to be able to deal with it. Just means it's going to take a little bit longer to get to big town here, but I think it will work in the long term. But as I say, that's an example of what can happen if you imagine if I'd set that policy for the whole city, I would have devastated the city. So what you need to do is, and what I will probably do eventually is, once this is under control, I will probably zone another small area here, and then we'll just slowly spread it out across the city over a period of time. So we've got, you can see here now the difference this is making to, it's going to take some of the pressure off of this area here, which is the reason why I want a major highway junction. Probably it's going to probably be up about here eventually, but I don't want to spend the money on that. What I want to do is get to the next, get to big town first, and then that's when we're going to start working on some new projects. So we're just going to let this build up slowly. I mean, on the positive side, it should mean that our education is perfect, and of course we've got job problems, so that means we're probably going to end up with some of this stuff starting to go into, you have to just knock down some of the abandoned buildings, keep the land value up high. In fact, what I probably could do, we've got plenty of cash, so where we got some plazas, I think maybe we're drop a plaza in there, another one over here, drive up the land value a little bit. Maybe we might help with the situation. Maybe we'll just put another little plaza in there. So I'm just going to knock out those. I know there's actually a mod that allows you to do that, but I actually like to do it myself, simply because it means I'm keeping an eye on the city, letting it grow. How are we doing here? Yeah, we've only got 2 deceased people stored in the graveyard at the moment. Let's have a quick look at here. So we've only had 41 visitors here. I think what I found out after the first part is the visitors are really tourists. So if actually, let's have a look at some of these new overlays. So we got park maintenance, it's normal, and we haven't actually got a park maintenance building at the moment. So we got here tours, we haven't got any tours at the moment. Tourism, you can see here. So you can see we're only getting 17 tourists at the moment. Most of them are low wealth, medium. We've got a few high wealth ones here. What we got here, disaster detection. Yeah, well, we don't have any disasters at the moment. Traffic routes. This is how you can see how people are going. And obviously we got private vehicles, so at the moment the only way tourists can come in is via this area here. And of course I'm totally averse to traffic lights. That's why I don't use dual carriageways very much. I know I've got to change, but because we can now switch them off and on, and we can use dual carriage roads, and you will see those dual carriageways appearing once we've got the city past that high density and I start rebuilding the city, because that's what I'm going to be doing, guys. And just to give you a bit of an overview, what I'm thinking is that eventually the main city will grow out this way, and this will eventually become a through highway to here. So there'll be a highway right through the city. So if you imagine this would be an urban highway flying through this area, connecting up to here, feeding in the traffic. The downside with that is the fact if I connect these 2 junctions together, what will happen is that we'll get lots and lots of through traffic coming through the highway. So we're going to need to try and make that as streamlined as possible. Otherwise we're going to end up with lots and lots of congestion. In fact, what I might do is might not connect. Maybe that might not be such a good idea. Maybe we can use a zoning to stop it being used for through traffic. In fact, what we can do is, I just want to come in here, just have a quick look at the policies. I think don't really want to smoking ban, distributors, free public transport, schools out. No, we don't really need that. City planning, we're certainly going to whack in a heavy traffic ban and an old town ban in there. The reason I'm doing that is that will stop any traffic. So if I build something down here, we got deliveries need to come through, that will stop this being used as a rat run by non-residents and non-service buildings. We got about 123,000. Let's just have a look at the parks. How much is this going to cost me? 160 a week, 10,000 maintenance pay. Okay, I think maybe we can drop this just out here like that. It's probably going to need power, so we'll just have to wait for it. Yes, how did I know that? Just have to see how close is that power. So I think what we can do is just connect this in with a couple of nice big park. I think big park, please. So if I drop that in there, that, oh, it just doesn't reach. Okay, what can I drop in on this corner? That actually, what I could do is we drop that there. That will connect through there, and that will also put up the land values. Oh, we got a fire here. So Right, I'm aware the time's drifting on, guys, so I think this is where I'm going to need to think about doing, but we're just going to do a few little quick checks. The fire hazard is building up a little bit, so maybe we got the cash for it, so I think what we're going to do is drop maybe we'll have a firehouse on this side. That should drive this side a little bit. Police, this is the thing about the police, that we got reasonable cover, but you see here we've only got one space left in the jail, so I think we probably need a police station. So maybe if we drop a police station in down here, and that should give us a capacity for the jail. Health, death care, yeah, we got there, so we got a little bit of health now running, so everyone's a little bit healthier. And of course the one thing I actually do need to do is put some public transport in. You can see this is now filling in really, really nicely. And I think we can do it. I think, well, we're going to put some public transport in. Sorry, this is going to extend the video a little bit, guys, but I think we can do it. I think what we can do is just... Now this could be a resort area, so I don't really want to do that. I think what we're going to do, guys, is got a road connection there, so I think what we can do, the question is, do we go with ordinary buses or eco buses? That's 40,000, that's 30,000. Well, we got the money for it, so let's just put the bus depot in there. And I think what we're looking at is we put a... Oops, I've got to remember to get that we're on right hand drive. So I think if we put a bus stops there, this area, we would come down to like through here. We keep it fairly tight. We won't need to have a loop. We should be able to let this feed in this, so that's, we can have a bus route that way. And I think what we can do is have if we start a bus route there. Wow. Okay, we're going this way. No, we're not. Why has this road got an issue? Right, so we come down to here, and I think we can put a bus stop there. Just flow into this area. What's this? Oh no, we're gonna be okay, guys. Got here, facility fault. Right, that's what we're gonna need to deal with that most immediately. Right, so let's just have a quick look. We need to check the garbage situation. So we landfill capacity. So we still got. We should still be getting the coverage, but this is now full. We should be getting coverage from that area there. So I think we're going to be okay, guys. So, right, so we got bus routes running that way, and I think we got a school here. So we put a. I think we can borrow that. Stop there. I think if we run through here like this, get a stop there. And what we can do now is just click here. Of course, we can color them, so we have a red line and a green line and a yellow line. So what we should get now is the buses running around, connecting the school up and high school and all the various utilities. That should help reduce the traffic. This is one thing I do really hate, is the fact that you can't do anything about this except for put roads in that actually don't allow parking. And I think in a future DLC they certainly want to be able to allow us to manage the parking, because it's annoying. Right, we got a little bit of commercial growing up. And I think what we're going to do is just say, I know I've said it before, guys, and this will definitely be the last for this part. I think what we can do is get a little bit of commercial Oops, don't want that. Stick that out. Actually, let's just have some trees here. I think we can have a little bit of commercial there. I think that you come out like that. Stick that off there. And what we're going to do is drop some commercial in here like that. A little bit of commercial there. Leave the road junctions open so that we can, if necessary, we can expand this area. So I'm just going to come up to here, across like that, and across like that. So that should now start to pick up, and of course this will service this area here. And I think what we're going to need to do is just to keep out the rabble, so that nobody's actually taking shortcuts through here. Just gonna put this in as well, like this. I'm just gonna go to all. I'm just going to Woodland Heights. I want this road to be kept open for anybody. Just gonna stick this back a little bit like that. And then what we're going to do is just come out here, click in here, click on policies, and we're certainly going to have Old Town and the heavy traffic ban, two of my most favourite policies. And that will mean that there won't be a rat run down through here by industrial traffic trying to deliver to this area here. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, hope you found it interesting. Just a quick recap. This is working towards a level 3. So hopefully in the next part that will level up. This is slowly going in the right direction towards a level 2. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.